Well, great morning, Kit Kats. Chit Chat Kit Kats. I have a question this morning, so let me see if I can get over here to the comments and pull it up here. Love the sound effects. Glad your primary doctor is so good. Please read on the interference of PM Netanyahu helping Trump get elected by having an Israeli operative hacking computers. So that's an interesting question. Now I went and looked, and of course we've heard nothing about this. But let's see what we have. What can you tell us about Netanyahu helping 45 get elected? Now he, again, is another scammer, just like 45. So that would not surprise me at all. But let's see what we have. We're going to use the Kipper as well. So the past, we have theft. Oh, that's a great way to start, isn't it? It's about the theft of the election. What we have now is change. In the center of it all, we have the journey. The challenge is great fortune. And the clarification is imprisonment. Well, that's not looking positive, is it? Underneath of it all, courtship. Oh, what a surprise. He'd court anybody on the planet, the Saudis, whatever, to get what he wanted. Making these backdoor deals. And I think more and more is going to come out when we get to Jack Smith and what he actually has found out. So we're going to use my Lenormand deck, the Lady G Tarot Lenormand deck, with all the extra cards. And when it comes to the theft, we're looking at the past. We're looking at the information. They've got information on this, okay? Well, that's interesting, isn't it? When it comes to now and the change, things that are happening, looking at the dark light of this, things, the jungle, the dark, things that were done kind of undercover. The journey at the center of it, we're looking at future, okay, the future happenings. So I would say they're investigating this so that it doesn't happen again. When it comes to the challenge, which is the great fortune, again, looking at deeper, more hidden information, more hidden knowledge, not easily seen. And then when it comes to clarification, imprisonment, this is going to be a heavy wheel turning. This is heavy karma about the obstructionism that they've been doing, etc. Now we're going to pull and see what we have. The information, the knowledge they have about the theft. Let's see what we get. You know, people that want to put Israel on a pedestal. Yeah, no. No. So above it, we have now the theft of democracy. Isn't that interesting? The theft of democracy. Sometimes this can be Biden, but this was the one against Hillary, okay? So we're looking at the theft, the information they have concerning the theft of the election. The foundation of it is because things weren't coming along that they were happy with, okay? So he used whatever methodology, Russians, Israelis, doesn't matter, just get me into office and we'll make a backdoor deal, okay? Now when we come to now the change and they're looking at the dark side of this, what happened above it, we have the action, the message about the actions. Isn't that interesting? And the foundation of it is the past. So they want to be able to change this. They're looking into it about what they did in the past, the actions that were happening. So I would say that Jack Smith is really delving into it. At the center of it, we have the future, the journeys of the future happenings. They're looking at things so that they can go forward. They're looking at actions, what needs to be done. The foundation of it is for the long-term happenings. Now, the Pentacles can be the evidence that they have, what they have in hand that was taking place, and they're looking at how this affects our future, okay? Now, the challenge is the great fortune of the wealth of hidden knowledge. It's being juggled, okay? Being juggled. They are looking into it, at the manipulations. So there we have it, our first major arcana. They're juggling and looking at how things were manipulated. When it comes to the imprisonment, the heavy wheel of karma, the crushing of this, we have, it's going to come down hard, information, okay? And the foundation is really unhappy with what they're seeing, the mental things about the abuse that took place and possible imprisonment. So that's interesting. So underneath of it, let's see what we have. We have this trying to hold on, this walking away. What happened rapidly is they're going to have to defend. They're going to be pushed back, all the way back, when this comes out. Because of what? Their lies, their deceits that happened under the cover of night, etc. Because this is being what? Investigated. They're looking at what's tied up, how it got tied up, the mental ramifications when it comes to America, our laws, our rules, our regulations, the people, and what was being birthed here by these dark ones, okay? They don't want it to happen again. They want to be able to block this, and so it is being worked on now. And it looks like they fully intend to take action. They have the Queen and the King. So there will be strong action taken. So we'll have to see what it is. What will be the action taken? So again, underneath of it, the driving force was the illusions, the things that were happening behind the scenes, the investigation and how it affects America and our, America, we'll just say that, how it affects America with what they have done. So let's break this down. The driving force was manipulation, pure and simple, wanting to skew the results. Okay? So what we have going into it, we're looking at their long-term, and what they were doing. The challenge was juggling this for long-term future benefit. Okay? Long-term future benefit, and the challenge was juggling this through manipulation of our voting systems, etc. Okay? So what we had was democracy. They didn't like the way things were going, and so we're looking at this past. Now we know that past that's being looked at is by ones like Jack Smith that are going back through this to see just all the corruption, how it was taking place, where it was taking place. We have this strong mental drama of just this mental pain about what happened, and there could be imprisonment consequences, a heavy karmic wheel. Okay? So it looks like he is taking this quite seriously. And last but not least, we have the message of actions and how to go forward for the future. What kind of action they're going to take. So it looks like, yes, that there are those that are aware that this has happened. I think they don't want it so much to get out mainstream public. They want to keep it more on the QT as they are investigating this, and then they will take action. Okay? So remains to be seen what type of action is going to come out of this, whether it's going to be overt, covert action, but it looks like they are really delving into this, and perhaps we want to kind of keep it on the QT so that they can do something behind the scenes to thwart this ever happening again. So thank you for that question. What a revelation. That was very interesting what came out in the cards when it came to Netanyahu and the Israelis interfering in the election for 45, that most corrupt. There has never been in the annals of history a more corrupt person than is Donald Jessica Trump. Okay, so thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you online.